Why do some people stay broke, even when they work hard, earn money, and try to improve their lives? It's not always about laziness, and it's not always about low income. Sometimes, the real issue is something much quieter. The way they think about money, and the words they use every day without realizing it. Because there is a hidden language behind financial struggle, and that language can keep a person stuck for years. Welcome to Capital Archives. Here, we break down the deeper systems behind wealth, behavior, and financial outcomes. Most people focus only on income, get a better job, earn more, hustle harder. But if thinking and behavior don't change, income alone may not solve the problem. Today we look at something most people ignore: the hidden language that shapes financial decisions. What is this hidden language? This hidden language is not formal speech. It's the everyday phrases people use when talking about money, opportunities, and their situation. Phrases like, "Money is not enough. I can't afford that. Rich people are lucky. That's not for me." These may sound normal, but when repeated over time, they shape how a person thinks, and how a person thinks affects how they act. Ask yourself, if someone constantly describes money as something they don't have, what kind of decisions will they likely make? Words shape beliefs. People often don't realize this. The words they repeat become beliefs. For example, if someone keeps saying, "I'm not good with money," they begin to avoid financial learning. If someone says, "I never have enough," they begin to focus only on survival instead of growth. Over time, these repeated thoughts become part of their identity, and identity influences behavior. Scarcity thinking versus growth thinking. Most people fall into one of two patterns. Scarcity thinking. Focus on what is missing, avoid risk, fear loss, think short term. Growth thinking. Focus on improvement, look for opportunities, accept calculated risk, think long term. Scarcity thinking says, "There's never enough." Growth thinking says, "How can I improve my position over time?" The difference may seem small, but it leads to very different outcomes. The way people talk about money affects what they do next. Someone who believes money is always tight may avoid investing, delay decisions, focus only on immediate needs. Someone who believes money can be managed may seek information, learn new skills, make intentional choices. So the language is not just words, it becomes a filter for decisions. Why some people remain stuck. Many people stay in the same financial condition for years, not because they never try, but because their thinking stays the same. If your thinking does not change, your behavior will not change. And if your behavior does not change, your results will not change. This is why effort alone is not always enough. Two people can work equally hard, but end up in very different financial positions. The difference is often how they think and respond to money. Simple this. Person A often says, "Money is always a problem." Person B says, "I need to understand how money works." Person A may focus on day-to-day survival. Person B begins to learn, observe, and adjust their decisions. Over time, their paths begin to diverge. Not because one worked harder, but because one changed how they think and respond. Money doesn't only follow effort, it follows decisions. And decisions are influenced by mindset and language. You don't need complex strategies to begin changing this pattern. Start with small changes. Replace "I can't afford it" to "Is this a priority right now?" Replace "Money is hard" to "I'm learning how money works." Replace "I'm not good with money" to "I'm improving my financial understanding." These changes may look small, but over time, they shift how you think. And when thinking changes, behavior begins to follow. The hidden language people use around money is often overlooked, but it plays a quiet role in shaping financial direction. It influences beliefs, it influences decisions, and over time, it influences outcomes. If you change the way you think and speak about money, you begin to change how you act. And when your actions change, your financial path can begin to change as well. If this perspective added value, subscribe to Capital Archives. We focus on breaking down the systems, behaviors, and patterns behind wealth and financial outcomes in a clear and practical way. Because understanding how money really works is the first step toward changing your position in the system.